Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I am a stay-at-home mom pretty much. I work from home currently. I have a almost 6-week-old little boy. I did just want to go ahead and do my 6-week update for him, pretty much 6 weeks. And then kind of let you know about how I've been doing postpartum. So we had our little boy, whose name is Corey Dalton. We call him Dalton. He was born at when I was 35 weeks and 4 days. So I had preeclampsia, and my doctor just didn't want to risk it. So she went ahead and induced me, and so we had him early. He was perfect. He did not have to go to the NICU at all, and he got to go home with us and everything. He weighed 5 pounds and 2 ounces. He was 16.5 inches long, and he was born at 3:47 p.m. on November 6th. So all of you out there who have a little one, or if it's your birthday on November 6th, he's your birthday buddy. He is perfect in every way, and he's super pretty. I know every mom says that, just so in love with him. We did lose our first son at 32 weeks, and his name was Jackson Wade, or is Jackson Wade. And it all happened in the same year. So both of my sons were born in 2017. We were not expecting to get pregnant right away. You know, things happen, and we did. And I would not change it for the world. So both of my sons were born in 2017. One in January and one in November. He did lose a lot of his birth weight. So I know all babies lose a little bit of their birth weight, but he lost a little bit more than what they wanted. He got down to 4 pounds 7 ounces, and then he started to gain weight again. By the time he went to his second week appointment, he was already exceeding his birth weight. I think he was like 5 pounds 5 ounces at his second week appointment. So it was golden. He did get a little bit jaundice, and as he just started eating more, he just pooped it right out. He didn't ever have to go underneath the lights or anything. He got close. He was real close, but luckily, little man pulled it together and did really well. I will say that I may have to get him in a second. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, jaundice. Okay, so he did get jaundice. He didn't have to go underneath anything, but he pulled it together. He's been a champ. He is on the smaller side, obviously. I mean, he was early, but they said he's going to be on the smaller side for a while until he gets kind of caught up. Some things that were odd to me, and so he started doing something that was really weird, where whenever he would spit up, and this didn't happen until I think 3 or 4 weeks, he started spitting up, and it would come out of his nose, not just his mouth. And sometimes it would just come out of his nose. And that kind of worried me, because I didn't want, babies breathe through their nose, and I didn't want him to aspirate. I didn't, want anything to happen to him, to end up choking or something. I didn't know. Talking to the doctor about it, we ended up switching his bottles, getting him on the preemie nipples, and then she said that does happen with some babies, and not all babies. A lot, no babies in my family or in Dad's family. Hold on a second. So I got little man. He was just getting fussy. It's okay, Papa. It was normal. Are you gonna laugh? Are you gonna talk to me? It was something that he did that was odd, that I was really worried about. The doctor said, get the nose syringe and make sure that there's no liquid in his nose, and that he would grow out of it. He's already starting to grow out of that. I think he might do it. I don't know. When was the last time he did it? 2 days ago or so. So he's already growing out of it. Thank goodness, because that really had me worried. Another thing that he was doing that was odd to me, which I know it was odd, but I know that we as adults do this. Tell me just like this, and I was patting him and trying to get him to calm down and go back to sleep for a nap, and I thought he was asleep. and all of a sudden his arms started to twitch, and it felt like his back was, but I don't know if it really was his back. I think it was just like all the way to his shoulder blades, so it made it seem like it was his back twitching. First time he did it, it wasn't that big a deal. It was like at night. It was like 8 or 9 at night, and then he did it in the morning, but I wasn't putting him to sleep. He had Dylan had gotten up and gone to work, but the baby started making some noise and fussing whenever he got up, and so he got him out of the bassinet and handed him to me, and we were just hanging out in the bed. He doesn't sleep in the bed with us. We don't co-sleep. I know that some people do, and that's wonderful, and I probably would, but I'm just too scared to do it. But he did put him in the bed with us, and so I was awake, and then he did it again, but it was like an hour after he had given him to me, and so he was like out. I mean, smooth out. I ended up taking a video of it, and we went into the doctor, and the doctor said that it's kind of like what we do whenever we're in that in-between stage between being asleep and awake, and our body kind of twitches and things like that. That's what I originally thought it was, but when he did it a second time, it made me nervous that maybe this is something bigger. So I just wanted to be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. But everything is going well. He has had a little bit of constipation, which I did fix. I give him gripe water sometimes. I don't give him a whole lot, but every so often I'll give him gripe water. And then I also, which my sister did this, and I know some of you will have done this too, but just like 1/4 of a teaspoon of dark Karo syrup in their milk, and that does help. So we did that today because yesterday he had a huge, I mean, it was a pretty good size. It was like a pretty good size hard poop, and I felt so bad. So I put just that, did it one time, and within a couple hours it had worked its way and fixed everything. So that's good. I started out breastfeeding. Obviously I started feeding him my colostrum before my milk came in, and that was when I was in the hospital. My milk finally came in right as I left the hospital, so it was like I was in the hospital for 2 days because he was so early, and because I had to get the Group B shot, or not, no, I had Group B, not the shot. I had the Group B, whatever that is, and so they had to do the antibiotics, and the hospital here, they keep you in the hospital for 2 days. So we were technically in the hospital for 3 days because of the day he was born, and then 2 days after that. So we got to go home, and it was like the day that I went home, the day after I went home, that my milk finally came in, and oh my gosh, my boobs were huge, and they hurt. They're already huge. Could not fit any of my bras. It was miserable. Even like my loose nursing bras, everything hurt. But started out getting him, and he was latching pretty well. But then once my milk came in, it was, I guess the best way to explain it is like if you try to put your mouth on a basketball. So he could not latch once my milk came in, and I wasn't pumping. I didn't start pumping yet. So since he couldn't latch, then I had to go get a pump because I didn't have one. So we went and got a pump, and I started pumping. But even whenever I would pump, my breasts were still so engorged. He still couldn't latch because they told me to, pump a little bit, get my milk to come down, get my breasts to a little bit smaller so he can get his mouth around it, and then go from there. No luck. So we tried, but we kept feeding him from a bottle, my breast milk. And then that just seemed to be what he wanted, because then after my boobs stopped being so engorged and they kind of toned down a little bit, he still, he just does not want to latch. Like he'll latch and then he moves on. He's like, I'm not working for this because the bottle is a lot easier. But that's not what I wanted. But he is still getting my breast milk, so that is the most important for me. That he gets that, even though I wanted that bonding experience and everything that breastfeeding does do between mom and baby. About a week and a half ago, I came down with something, and I did not know what it was. I all of a sudden was running 103, 104 fever, could not get rid of it, and I was taking, ibuprofen like crazy. I was not in any pain. I did not have any sickness. The only symptom I had was I had this occasional, and I mean very, very, very occasional, dry cough. And I was like, but it seems like allergies is what my cough was. After going to my doctor and getting I got blood work done, and they took urine samples, they found out that I had a UTI, and I had no symptoms of it. Never have I ever had a UTI and not been in pain. Usually, I know that it's a UTI because it hurts. And if anybody has had one of those, you know. So it was very odd that I didn't have any of that pain. Put me on medication for that. Well, because I had gone so many days, I'd gone 4 or 5 days with my fever being about 103, 104, that my milk supply suffered from it. So it has gone down drastically. So now I have been working to build that back up, and I've been on everything possible to get, to learn like what I should eat and how much I should drink, and should I just drink water, and should I drink Gatorade, or what foods and whatever. Literally everything to get my milk back up. I've been power pumping and all kinds of stuff, and it's getting better. It is. It's just not an overnight process. So we have unfortunately had to supplement with formula. I don't like formula. One, it's a mess. I don't like mixing it with the water, and it's just, breast milk was so much easier. I also like the benefits of the breast milk. I know that formula is fine. Like, he's still getting the nutrients and things that he needs. He's just not getting like my antibodies and all the other benefits that breast milk provides. But he does still get breast milk. So I'm still pumping. He's still getting it. He's about half and half right now with his meals every day. So he gets about half breast milk and half formula. We went to the doctor yesterday, and they did weigh him and everything. And he now weighs 7 pounds and 9 ounces and is 19 inches long. His head's in the 90th percentile. He's got a big old head. The rest of his body, I think his weight was like in the 25th and his length was like in the 15th or something like that. Maybe it was vice versa. I can't remember. I'll have to get the piece of paper out and find it. But he is perfect. He did get a little bit of like breakout on his face since we started the formula. And that's been clearing up since I've been putting some hydrocodone cream. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. Putting that on there, and it is pretty much all gone. He loves to be held by me, and just like this, and I don't mind it. I know that I need to put him down, and there will come a time where I'm probably gonna regret this, but I don't mind it right now that he wants to be held and snuggle with me. He has red hair just like me. He's got my eyes. I think he has his dad's lips and his dad's nose. Some people say it's my nose, but I see his dad's nose. He's got super long fingers. I don't know where he got those, because both me and his dad have these short stubby things, and it's just, I don't know where he got that. He's got his daddy's feet, and yeah, so I mean, everything with him. He is starting to smile a lot more. He's starting to interact with his surroundings. He's starting to move his head. and really get control of it. I mean, he still doesn't have control over it 100%. I mean, he's only almost 6 weeks, but he's really, moving it and getting that control. I will go ahead and show you him. So here is, come here, little guy. I'm gonna mess with him. Here he is. Oh, he's gonna curl up into a little ball. Oh, he's gonna get all fussy. It's okay. This is 6-week-old Dalton. Well, will be Monday. And I just, he's probably going to be a baseball star like his daddy. As you can see, he's already in his baseball getup. Even though this is like the Yankees. Sorry if you're a Yankee fan. His dad and I are both Red Sox fans, have been our whole lives. So, sorry about y'all that are Yankee fans. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel and watching my video. If you haven't already, subscribe, and if you have any suggestions on videos I should make, thank you for pulling that down. That's awesome. If you have any suggestions on videos that I should make, or what you'd like to see, just leave it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!